Mom Truth Friday. Who's ready?
Welcome to motherhood. Prepare to feel guilty no matter what the you choose to do.
Let's talk about stay-at-home moms. Why do they feel guilty?
Oh my gosh, we feel guilty because we're not doing the Pinterest stuff. We feel guilty because we're not making money. We feel guilty because we're spending money.
We feel guilty for not doing something while they take a nap. We feel guilty for sometimes wishing we were back at work.
We feel guilty that we feel guilty that we wish that we were back at work. We feel guilty that we're complaining when we're being blessed with the opportunity to stay home with these kids. I feel guilty that I can't say what the I did all day long, but I'm exhausted because of it. I feel guilty that I hate my kids sometimes and I'm the one who asked for them. I feel guilty that I'm so lucky that I was able to have kids and now I'm annoyed that I have to hang out with them all day long. I feel guilty that she's a better stay-at-home mom than I am. I just feel dang guilty.
Working mom, why do you feel guilty?
You feel guilty because you left your babies when they just turned 1.
You feel guilty because you want to go back to work. And when you're at work, you feel guilty you're not at home with them. And then you feel guilt that you'd rather be at work.
You feel guilty that at the end of the day, you don't really want to go in there and take care of them.
You feel guilty that when you get home and you have to get on the phone that you're not being present with your kids. But then when you're present, you feel guilty that you're not checking your BlackBerry for being back at work.
You feel guilty because you feel like you have to leave at 5 o'clock when all the men are staying later.
You feel guilty because you feel like you should be at home taking care of your kids, but you also should be bringing money home. And then you feel guilty that you don't get home fast enough. And then you feel guilty when you don't know what's going on, but you feel guilty when you don't know what's going on at work.
You feel guilty because you're the one who has to take the kid to the doctor or stay home with them when they're sick. You feel guilty because when you walk in the door, you're supposed to make dinner, do the laundry, read books, do homework, sing a song, give a bath, when all you really want to do is say night-night.
Dang, there's so much guilt. Oh, to the working stay-at-home mom. Guilty. You feel guilty because you're always on your phone.
You feel guilty because you can't keep up the house perfectly while you're also trying to work.
You feel guilty because you don't have full-time help, but you also have to make it to the meeting and to your kid's recital. But which one do you choose? Because if you choose one, you don't choose the other. Guilty.
You feel guilty that when you have a work event, you have to ask your husband to babysit. You feel guilty if you get the crazy opportunity to go on a business trip and then you have to call in grandma, great-grandma, aunt, uncle, brother, sister to help babysit for one day.
You feel guilty you have to leave your kids when you have to go to that meeting and they say, Mom, why do you have to go to a meeting? I'm with you every dang day. I'm going to one meeting. God, you feel guilty that you're too tired to do it when your husband gets home because all you've done is do work and take care of kids all day.
You feel guilty because it's hard to define what you really do. Are you working or are you stay at home?
You feel guilty when someone asks what you do. Well, I work and I stay at home. Well, you too, because you get to do it all. No, you, working mom. You get to leave the kids.
You stay at home, mom, because you don't have to work.
Well, you all. And this is why Mummy Wars were built, because we're all guilty.
And you feel better when you blame it on someone else, and then they feel the guilt so you can share the guilt.
Guess what, moms? The guilt and it all.
Hey, moms. I'm guilty. You're guilty. Why? Because you're guilty. You're a mom. It's what we do, your mom. It's what we do, your mom. Yes, we are.